So here's a short story that's definitely a reflection of the times. A reflection of how so many young gals nowadays are going into a line of work or activities that no father would want their daughter to do or no boyfriend would want their girlfriend to do. And our guy here in the story, who's young, only 20 years old, handles things like a boss when his girlfriend informs him she got a new job. And what's that job? A stripper. Titled, Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my girl after she became a stripper? And a shout out to Mr. Arkansas for sending this story. He says here, I'm 20 years old, I just broke up with my girl, 21-year-old female, and now I'm kind of wondering if I handled it wrong. Bro, you didn't handle that wrong. Why would you ever want a girlfriend that would do that line of work? Does anybody have any idea? Some people have been to that type of club where these things go on, but let me tell you, she isn't just up on stage dancing around. There's a whole lot of other things she's doing to, bring money to the house, to the club, as well as herself. We were together for almost a year. Everything was chill. We got along great, barely fought, and I really thought we were solid. Then a couple weeks ago, she told me she got a new job as a stripper. Well, there's no way you were that solid and she respected you if she did that. She did that because she thought you were a pushover and you'd go along with it. Well, at first, I thought she was joking, but she was serious. She said she needed the money and didn't want to keep working retail because the hours sucked and the pay was trash. And I got it. She has bills, but I just didn't expect this to be her job that she'd pick. She said it was just dancing, nothing extra. And that it was good money. She didn't act ashamed about it or anything. Well, they don't act ashamed about that stuff anymore because there is no shame. Because it's considered being stunning and brave or empowered or something like that. The feminists did a darn good job manipulating a couple generations of girls that that's okay. Well, you should be ashamed about that. And let me make it clear. She doesn't just make money dancing around on stage and guys sticking $5 bills in her hoo-ha. No, there's money that the dancers make by right there in the room, climbing on top of dudes for $50 or whatever the hell it is for a lap dance. Or they go to the back in a special room where they pull the curtain aside and there's special dances in there amongst other things. They get paid a lot more. Oh yeah, by the way, sometimes they get into these VIP rooms. They have to pay the manager or the bouncer something special to get back there. And usually it isn't a monetary exchange, it's something else. I can go on and on. Oh yeah, and a lot of those gals in that environment are trashy, on drugs, all sorts of stuff. So yes, a guy has a good reason to have a problem with this. I'm being honest, guys. Yes, I've been to some, and I've known people that have worked in places like that. Well, I didn't flip out or anything like that at the moment. I told her I didn't know how I felt about it and needed to think. Dude, you knew exactly how you felt about it. She told me it's her body, her job, and she's not doing anything wrong, which, yeah, fair, but honestly, I couldn't get past it. Here we go. My body, my choice. Well, okay. I could say his body, his life, his choice too. He doesn't have to be in a relationship with her. I kept thinking about her dancing half naked for random dudes and just didn't sit right with me. I started feeling weird every time I thought about it. Like I wouldn't be able to fully support that and still feel good in the relationship. Dude, there's no way you can feel good in the relationship. And I might add, she went and did that without talking to you first. If she really cared about you, she would have at the very least discussed it with you first before, doing that. And probably to get an interview and get that job, she probably had to do something else, I might add, with her mouth or other parts. Yeah, it's not going to work. Well, a few days later, I told her I didn't think I could keep doing this. I said I respected her choices, but it just wasn't something that I was very cool with. She got really mad at me and said I was being judgmental and insecure, that I only liked her when it was convenient for me. There we go, the shaming tactics. You're so insecure that you can't have your girl up on stage dancing around naked and doing lap dances and working with her mouth, and among other things. Yeah, you're really insecure. My interpretation of this whole thing is she perceived him as a nice guy. After a year in the relationship, she could have her way with him, and he'd go along with it, and he surprised her. Good for him. That takes a lot, he's young. He says, I don't know, man. I didn't try to control her or tell her what to do. I just said that I couldn't be in a relationship where I felt like all the time. Some of my friends say I'm being soft or overthinking it, but I really don't want to fake being okay with something I wasn't. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with her after she started stripping? No, bro. Good for you. Don't listen to your freaking clueless friends, because they're the type of guys that will allow their girlfriends to do this, and the girls are laughing at them. This dude's girlfriend, whose ex-girlfriend now, is pissed off at him, but on some weird level, one day she'll respect him because at least had the balls to break up with her. Because women hate being rejected, especially when she's thinking, I'm so good looking that guys will pay to see me dance around naked and do other things, but he's breaking up with me? The rejection is going to drive her nuts, but that will make her attraction go up. It's funny how it works out that way. What'll probably happen is eventually she'll get tired of all the scumbags and will call him up, try to get back with him. And I hope he doesn't take her back. But the thing is, this guy wasn't nasty about this. Do you notice that? He leveled with her. It's not something I'm comfortable with, And he wasn't trying to say, no, you will not do that, woman. It's like, no, this isn't going to work. End of story. He could have handled it in an entirely different way. But nope. And I predict he's probably going to get messages from her and her low-life friends about this. And she'll probably go down the dark side. I mean, she's already gone down the dark side being a stripper. But welcome to today's world. And notice I mentioned, she didn't like her job, wasn't making the money she's making. Well, that's usually what happens when you're young, 21 years old. You typically have crap jobs. But that motivates you to work hard in some way, to whether going to school for the right type of degree or some kind of trade, and I don't mean stripping as a trade, that you can improve your earning potential. That's just how it is. These young people today, or a lot of them, think they're going to get some very high-paying job at an early age. That's a load of crap. Unless you come from a wealthy family and you got the money given to you, or maybe you have some great success as, on social media, it happens sometimes, an influencer, then the odds are you got to pay your dues like most people. End of freaking story. But she chose the easy way out, and it's not going to go well. So good for him. You got to do that, guys. Now, a few comments to wrap this up because everybody's behind him. One guy says here, it's not like he said, do this, I'll break up with you. He just stated he wasn't comfortable anymore and chose to move on. OP, you handled this well, and this isn't about control. She's upset as you are. Lots of people would not want to date someone who is a stripper, and that's okay. We have to live in that way that we can live with. Another one says here, I'm very sex positive and work in the industry, and I agree he's not the a-hole. This is from a chick. And either she is a stripper or was a stripper. She says the tone of his post was respectful and he generally explored his feelings and realized this wouldn't be something he wanted in a partner and ended things politely. It's rare a dude who can decide that dating a SEX worker isn't for him without demeaning her. Typically guys don't like it, will immediately start name-calling women and trash her to everyone they know. Yeah, he didn't do any of that. But he didn't do that, and I'm impressed by the OP. Okay, if you got the chick that does that for a living, not trashing him, that says a heck of a lot. Another one says here, not the a-hole. The exclusivity that being in a committed relationship is being undermined by her chosen profession. If anyone who pays a fee has access to see your girlfriend naked, then what is so special about it when you get to see her naked? Thank you. Nobody wants to be in a relationship with the Village Bicycle. Also, dating an SEX worker has some drawbacks as dating a celebrity. People will approach you when you're together, and you'll have to deal with the disrespect that comes with it. It's not something to be done lightly because of all the extra problems that it brings. Plus, any of your boys can go have a peek and throw in your face. I wouldn't do it. Good luck with whatever you decide to do. And one more. This guy says here, if she was a stripper when you started dating her, that's one thing. I dated a stripper and didn't have an issue. She was comfortable with it, didn't cross the lines, some do, wasn't an addict, etc. The thing is, according to her, the other strippers I've known, it can drastically change a person and they don't notice it while it's happening. Yes, exactly. Yes, they are straight up doing it for great money, but depending on the person, they can easily be drawn into the seedy side. Well, the whole thing is seedy, let's be honest here. It also depends on the club, their security, their awfulness. There are a lot of factors to weigh in, but you're not the a-hole for owning you're not comfortable with it and ending things with her. Your decision holds equal weight with her decision. There you go. But she'll make it out to be the villain and all that and bitch and complain to her friends and anybody else will listen. But, hey, you know what? Good for him. Sure, it wasn't easy, but the guy did what he knew was right in his heart, his gut and all that, and he's all the stronger for it. So anyway, guys, for goodness sake, in this world where gals are going on OnlyFans and showing their parts on social media or becoming strippers and all that or getting in that line of work, you're allowed to have standards. You're allowed to reject them and say, that's not okay, end of story. And don't let them shame you and make you think like you're the root of all evil for accepting that. Good for him.